your city council of government, the mayor positions are tended to be part-time.
Oh, there we go.
They're always no, it depends. If there's a storm or something come in, it's a lot more, more 24.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Good, good. Well, welcome. Thank you all for being here at Mandarin Museum's grand reopening. And we're all happy that you have decided to join us today as we unveil our new exhibits, our art gallery, our new Maple Leaf exhibit, the untold story of Black Mandarin, and all of our nice little wonderful vignettes in there. It's been a long time coming. I know the museum had been closed for several years, but during that period, the board of directors and volunteers have been working steadily on an expansion project, adding a new exhibit gallery, adding on to the archive, redoing all of the exhibits, and we're so fortunate to have members of the community and supporters like you who respond to our invitation to come and now view it with us together. And thank you, thank you. And so I want to just really quickly acknowledge our board of directors who are here. I see Gabrielle and Pat, and I saw Bruce and Hope and Sandy, and I know and Mike and Matt, everyone. So we have just such a wonderful board. They are so dedicated to the museum. In fact, before I started here as director on March 1st of this year, the board of directors was leading the operation for many, many years, and they're all volunteers. And a number of tremendous things have happened under their leadership. And I was very lucky to step into a very great situation. Sandy Arvin has led the charge as volunteer executive director for about 12 years. And really, this place would not be here as a museum and functioning at the level that it is today without Sandy and all of her hard work over the years. So another round of applause for Sandy. And so I won't speak for too long. I do want to introduce our board president, Pat Plumley, and he will say a few words, and then in a few minutes we'll also hear, Councilman Michael Boylan. I should have acknowledged him too. Here he is. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know her, that was Brittany Cohen, who is our new executive director. And what a pleasure it is to have her. Next thing I'd like to note is that it's a real tribute to the Mandarin spirit that so many of you are willing to come out on an August afternoon at 2 o'clock and sit and stand or go through this process of reopening and I think rededicating our museum. This is not only a matter of having new exhibits, it's a matter of having a new place to put the exhibits. And that includes this new extension, this new expansion of the museum, which a couple of years ago didn't exist. I know there's a tendency for folks to walk into buildings and sort of assume they've always been that way, but trust me, they haven't been. And getting this extension built was in itself a fantastic display of energy and initiative by largely volunteers, though professionals. Bob McAvoy, the architect, and Bob White, the builder, did have something to do with it. But has given us space to open up some exhibits that we didn't have room for before and get a much broader view, I think, a much more inclusive view of what the history of Mandarin means, what it's meant to the people who lived here, who are by no means superheroes, just ordinary people, but a community with stress the importance of home and family, church and school, and community itself. This has always been a community that's worked together to make a better life for its residents. for the people who've been here before for several hundred years, and of course, the indefinite and unknowable future. We hope that this museum will be a tribute and a continuation of what's gone on here for so long. We hope that we'll be able to continue to expand our mission as we have done by bringing in the Black Mandarin experience. We're fantastically lucky to have the Maple Leaf exhibit, and of course that all goes back to Keith Holland, the intrepid explorer with his crew of divers who found the Maple Leaf and broke those artifacts up so that we can enjoy that slice of history. And they're here today. So if you have a chance to talk to them, don't hesitate. They'd love to share their story and their part of the adventure with you. So I'm not going to go through the long list of sponsors and donors and others who have helped with this vast project. And our other projects, including, of course, the African American Schoolhouse, which, by the way, wasn't built here. It didn't grow there. We had to bring it here, round it up, rescue it from a field, and get it there and get it up to the standard that it is today. So that's another pretty substantial accomplishment. It's good to be part of it. So what I'd like to do, if you haven't been to the museum yet, when you go in and after you get over that sharp intake of breath, when you see it, then turn to your left, and there's a sign on an easel there that has a list of all the sponsors and the donors and the people who participated in this project. And they're our friends, and we appreciate them beyond any words I think that would be in our power to express, but know in our hearts that we love you and we love what you've done for us, and we hope that you'll continue to support us, because as Sandy Arpin likes to say, oh, we're not done yet. There's more coming. So we take that as kind of a challenge, and we hope that now that those of you who are not so familiar with the museum and maybe what we're doing will be interested in becoming more involved. Volunteers, we don't pay anything, but it doesn't cost you anything. And of course memberships, if you're interested in those, we do have memberships, and we do have a website and all those things. But right now, that being said, I want to introduce our city councilman, and Michael Boylan, and let him say a few words. I appreciate, again, you all being here. Please don't.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate the opportunity, and I promise I'll keep this brief. It's really great to be here. Sometimes when in gatherings of folks in Mandarin, it's not such a pleasant occasion, so it's nice to have a pleasant occasion like this one to have. Today is historic. If we think about it, 40, 20, 40, 60 years from now, they'll be gathering again to talk about what we have done today. So give yourselves a hand for that, nothing else. And we talked about doing what we can to help. Sandy reached out to me a while ago and saying, Michael, we need some money. I said, of course. And every time I saw her thereafter, I said, you ready for that money yet? She says, no, we're doing it ourselves. We're doing it ourselves. We were glad to be able to help during the ARP with the COVID funding and the like. But this is a treasure, and this is home for me and my family. My generation's old family is here as well, so I do appreciate that. I wanted to take a quick minute and introduce you to Daryl Joseph. Daryl is the Director of Parks and Recreation. We work hand in hand, and we have a great sense of pride of all of our projects here in Chuck and Rogers, Tommy Missouri Park, Senior Park now. We've got Lasco, Burnett. These are a lot of things for us to take care of, and every time I call this guy, he is there. As a matter of fact, we met just yesterday, 2 days ago, over at Albert's Field to talk about that. I'm going to give Daryl a quick minute.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I can do better than that. Good afternoon. All right. Thank you, Councilman. I appreciate the words. I will tell a quick story call it the power of saying yes. So Sandy and the team came to meet with me downtown, and they said, Daryl, we got these plans, we want to make improvements, so what do you need from me? Just say yes. I said yes, so we're here today. So Sandy, team, thank you for the work that you guys do. Here in the city of Jacksonville, we have over 400 parks. The city, we can't do it alone. It takes volunteer groups just like this and citizens just like you all to make sure our parks stay to the point that we want them to stay. Thank you all for what you do. I appreciate you guys having me here.
I should know before I hand the microphone back to Brittany is that we do have on the slate, right, Daryl? I'm going to say this publicly so we can do it now. We've got lights and security cameras coming into this park, right? And hopefully down the road improvements to the restrooms in the back too. So that's all going to come. We need to have all that done. That's the city's responsibility. It's my job to make sure it gets done, and I'm going to be leaning on Daryl to make sure that happens. With that, I'm going to turn the microphone back to Brittany.
Thank you, Michael and Daryl. Okay, well, we're going to momentarily cut the ribbon for our official reopening. And in a few minutes, we'll have a number of important people come up to be on the ribbon cutting line. And one of those is Annie Landry, who she is representing the Harriet Beecher Stowe family. And so Stowe descendants throughout the United States are still involved with her legacy, and we are in communication with them, and we have a really wonderful relationship, and so they've sent Annie to us today to be on the ribbon cutting line. We also have David and Yvonne Monroe, who will be joining us, and they were very instrumental in helping with the untold story of Black Mandarin, and getting those oral histories and building those connections in the community, and collecting the documents and artifacts and building that narrative that you see on the wall today. So they will be joining us as well. And Sandy Arpin, of course, Pat, Michael, and Daryl. There's so many people to thank, and I know I've missed so many. But we thank all of you. We thank our board. We thank our members. If you would like to be a member, and who wouldn't like to be a member, we can make that happen for you. As Pat mentioned, that we're always taking new volunteers. And after today, we will be open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. So we're expanding greatly. You can bring your friends, your neighbors, your out-of-town guests to see the new exhibits and spend some time in Mandarin history. And you can take guided tours of the park whenever we're open. So that'll be really wonderful. So I guess we will go ahead and get started with the ribbon cutting. Afterward, the museum will remain open till 4 o'clock today, so you can head back in. We also have cake, one of my favorites, hummingbird cake. And don't be shy, because I don't know if it's big enough to feed all of us. So enjoy some refreshments, enjoy the exhibits. We'll be here until 4 o'clock today. Thank you. Don Bowden, are you here? Oh, get up here. Don Bowden thought he was going to get away without any recognition. And in fact, Don Bowden will be the one actually cutting the ribbon today, because this man, and you may know him as Frogman, has raised so much money for this museum. And we truly would not be reopening with the exhibits and the expansion that we did today without Don. And so we're forever grateful. And so you will be doing the honors of cutting the ribbon for us today, Don.
Oh boy, scissors! No, I might cut chicken. Well, you want me to face it, or you want me to... I don't think I've ever cut a ribbon in my life.
I'll be sure you want to take your photo. I'll put a picture. I'm going to do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jeff, I did want to mention very quickly that since I'm a part of it, the band you heard playing up here today, we call ourselves Underdog. And we play this kind of music, so I hope that you'll enjoy it. Really appreciate you taking the time to listen to it. Beginning in October, we'll start back with having Music Under the Oak here at the Mandarin Museum. That's a 2-hour acoustic jam on Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4. Right out here, free of charge. Bring your blankets and chairs and come out and enjoy 15, 20 musicians going around the circle doing their big band tunes. So thank you all again for coming and have a good day.